Hey everyone, Nubkeks here and welcome to a Nazeebo game. Well, probably effectively something of a Nazeebo guide, going to tell you guys all about how to play the hero, how he works, talents, that sort of thing, and how he fits. And in our road to Grandmaster here for 2017 Season 1. This is, as well, I'm back from Paris, guys, so in case you didn't know, I was in Paris for a week. Had a really cool time, saw a lot of stuff. So yeah, it's kind of fun. Back to climbing Hero League instead of climbing the Eiffel Tower. It's maybe slightly less exciting. I don't know, but anyway. Oh yeah, the team captain for the enemy team, Akari. He's one of my friends, so it was cool to play against him. Yeah, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Looks like Tass is gonna be the first ban, which is great. I'm looking to first pick Nazeebo, which I think is great as well. And yeah, setting us up for a pretty decent game. So, Nazeebo, what's the deal with him? I think he's one of the strongest ranged damage dealers in the game right now, but he functions in a very specific way. A very, very specific way. He scales incredibly hard, okay? He scales incredibly hard. One of the weaker heroes in the early game, but at level 20, he probably is the strongest level 20 hero in the game. His damage output is just insane. This happens through a number of ways. Before we talk about it, I'd say maybe there's probably about 3 ways that make him so strong as we move into the late game. But kind of interesting here as well. A hero that is probably OP, but very much undervalued was a Nubkeks, actually. Is a Nubkeks. I think people, kind of picked up on the Arthas train very quickly this season. But the Nubkeks train was something that was a little bit slower to take off. I haven't played Hero League in a few days, so I'm not fully up to speed now after I was away for a while. So maybe it's a thing now. But certainly while I was still there, Nubkeks was still basically free to pick nearly every game and was doing incredibly well. Definitely undervalued. So yeah, there you go. We grabbed, so they grabbed Arthas and Kael'thas, and our team grabbed Gul'dan and Sonya. So I'm pretty happy about the Kael'thas pick for me. One of the real nice things about Nazeebo, actually, this is kind of a fourth point. I mentioned there's 3 points. This is a bit of a fourth point. But level 13, you do have a talent called Superstition, which I am a huge fan of. Gives you 50 spell armor, so you take half damage from all abilities, but you lose 30 physical armor, so you take 30% bonus damage from basic attacks. So, yeah, it makes for an interesting trade-off. It depends on the draft. So, right, if I first pick Nazeebo, so in theory, the enemy team shouldn't screw this up, and they should pick something with basic attack damage. And the Arthas pick actually works really well for them in this sense, because it frees them up to do so. But I mean, like, if the enemy team is all ability damage, you get Superstition, it's just like, well, game over. Late game, you're going to have this insane damage dealer who takes half damage from pretty much everything you do. And it's so strong. But yeah, I mean, Arthas will do some basic attack damage, so that's something, I guess. But I mean, like, let's say a hero like Greymane, obviously very problematic here because he not only has got good ranged basic attack damage, but melee basic attack damage. Muradin can sometimes be a problem. Kerrigan shouldn't be too much of a problem, actually, though she can do some basic attack damage. I forget what they pick in the end. But, yeah, that's definitely something to watch out for with Nazeebo in terms of the draft. Okay, they grabbed Vala. Vala's a pretty good choice. So she does do a lot of ability damage, but she does a good chunk of basic attack damage too. It's not as much as like a Greymane or something, but it's some basic attack damage. I think I still go for Superstition in this game. I'm just like, you know what? Vala alone isn't enough to scare me away at the benefit of getting, half damage from Kael'thas and pretty much half damage from Kerrigan. It's definitely a bit of a risk, but it's very important to at least pick at least one strong basic attack hero to try to dissuade or try to punish the Superstition talent choice. Otherwise, it's just too easy to pick it, and then Nazeebo just crushes everything. The other option, by the way, at level 13, is Ice Block. So you're gonna grab Ice Block if they've got basic attack heroes that you're scared of. All right, cool. But yeah, I mean, I think our draft is better here, a lot better. The enemy team has got a good draft too, though. I think ours is better. I think ours is a lot better. Why is that? Well, if we look at the enemy team, what are they trying to do? Well, they got Kerrigan, who's fairly early game focused. So they're going to be focused a bit on early game picks and kills. However, Kelthis, not really an early game hero. He can certainly combo well with the Kerrigan, but it's difficult to do. If he goes for Convection, he's going to be very much focused on farming that up. So he's going to have to play fairly safe. So it means that Kelthis is a super gimped early game, whereas Kerrigan is early game focus. It doesn't really synergize that well together. Whereas if you look at our team is, we've got insane wave clear. With Gul'dan particularly brings a lot of wave clear. They've got very good wave clear too, though, mind you. But like late game, our late game is just insanely good. Gul'dan, Sonya, Nazeebo, Diablo, and then Malphite always super strong. So I think we scale really well, and they definitely need to be pretty scared of that. Whenever you pick Nazeebo, you're pretty much always looking for a late game team comp. Like I said, he's probably the best level 20 hero in the game. When you're playing Nazeebo, you're pretty much always delighted if the game goes to level 20 because it can pretty much only help you and help your team out. Why does he scale so hard? Well, like I said, there's about 3 things that combine to make this a reality. But number 1, probably the most simple way, is that his trait obviously is a scaling trait that scales over the course of the game. Voodoo Ritual, when you your attacks and abilities poison non-heroic enemies. So they get a dot, does a little bit of damage over 6 seconds, and if they die while they are poisoned by that dot, and again you got 6-second window from hitting a hero with an ability or basic attack for them to die, and every attack reapplies that dot. If they die with that, you get a stack of Voodoo Ritual, and it gives you 4 health and 1 mana, permanently. So add it on to your max. I mean, by like 20 minutes, by the end of a 20-minute game, you could realistically probably have 200 stacks of Voodoo Ritual. Which means an extra 800 health and 200 mana, which is pretty damn nice. It definitely makes Nazeebo quite a bit tankier. So that's like one nice little thing. That's scaling, extra scaling basically in terms of his stats over the course of the game. The second thing is that his abilities just scale really well, okay? They just scale really, this is the damage they do, just fundamentally scales really hard. And of course, you know, let's see, like in a lane, it's pretty easy to dodge. Like his Q, his abilities are pretty slow moving. They're pretty easy to sidestep in a laning situation. You're focused on clearing the minions and everything like that. But in the team fights, you can get them off a little bit more consistently. Gul'dan taking a ton of damage. He's almost, he might die, and doesn't quite die. Came close though, he came close. And farming up this trait is one of your major focuses. One of your major focuses throughout the game when you are playing on Nazeebo. That's one of the main things you're trying to do. You can see me doing that in this game, using my abilities to try to hit as many of the minions in the minion wave as possible. And also, crucially, picked Nazeebo on Tomb of the Spider Queen here, and you'll notice that I've run between top and mid lane for every wave, trying to get as much out of them as possible, coming in and doing a bit of extra damage here and there as well as we go to the enemy heroes. Sonya was in a bit of trouble, so I'm going to just hop down and help her out with a few attacks, scare off that Kelthis, and just help her clear out that wave and kind of get back on top of things. But yeah, very important. Drafting for Nazeebo. You want to be drafting him on a map where you can hop between at least 2 lanes to maximize your trait farming. Not only is it important for just the trait itself, but you have a level 20 talent called Vile Infection, which requires you to have 150 stacks of your trait in order to activate. That's probably the main talent that makes him insanely strong. That's also, by the way, the third pillar of what makes Nazeebo so strong at level 20. It's just his talents are incredibly powerful. His talents are incredibly powerful. And we're going for a Q build Nazeebo in this particular game, which is kind of the meta one right now. So yeah, it's kind of like the 3 things that add up to make Nazeebo insane. Is his trait scales up his tankiness. His basic abilities just become much more useful in late game team fights. They're easier to use, and they also just scale up extremely well in terms of damage. And then his talents are insanely powerful too. So, we've talked about a bit of what you want to do as Nazeebo. So right here, we're trying to keep Sonya alive by being pretty aggressive, but our team are getting punished pretty hard. We're going to lose 2 heroes. We're just trying to do as much damage as we can and scale up our stuff as much as we can as we're going here. But yeah, that was a pretty bad sort of situation. So he wants us to ping. I'm not sure. I think she was saying to ping her when she's in danger or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what that's about. But anyway, yeah, we've gone for a Q build in this game, which, like I said, is the main type of build you're going to be running for. Level 1, Widowmakers. You can see all the little quest pings going crazy. We've got 59 stacks right now. Basically what this does is after your quartz spiders, your Q hits heroes 100 times. It increases the damage that the spiders do by 30%. Seeing as we're building everything into spiders, this is a really good talent. That's part of also, it's another scaling thing that's going to improve once that's done. So you'll notice that I am trying to stack, as we go, stack these spiders against heroes. It's a pretty difficult skill shot to land. That's one of the things about Nazeebo as well, is that, you know, the spider jar, for example, there's a bit of a wind up to throwing it out, and then there's a bit of a travel time on it. It's got a relatively large radius in terms of breaking, and triggering the spiders. If you miss a hero, that just hits the ground and does nothing. But it is sort of challenging and has a long enough cooldown, certainly early in the game, so that can be a bit of a problem. We use our zombie wall there to zone out the Carrick. And didn't spot that Diablo was pinging. He obviously pinged and he did a good job. We weren't focused quite correctly, so that was our bad. That could have worked out much better for us. Looks like we are going to get a kill though on Karazim, so that's awesome. Spiders didn't hit Vala, but did hit the minion, so that was nice. And we're going to get ourselves some stacks here. Level 4, I like to pick up Hexed Crawlers myself. I think you've got two good options. Hexed Crawlers is like the general, gonna work on every map option, which means whenever your spiders attack a hero, they restore 0.75% of your health and mana. So that's pretty nice, especially for the mana. The health sustain is usually not too much of a problem with Nazeebo, but mana can definitely be an issue, and Hexed Crawlers helps you with that an awful lot. The other option on that level is Big Voodoo, I think. Actually, there's something to be said for all the talents on that tier, but Big Voodoo would be the other somewhat standard one, which doubles your, basically the stack value from your trait. So like I said, for example, I mean, once you hit super late game, if you got 200 stacks, you'd normally have 800 HP and 200 mana. With Big Voodoo at level 4, you get an extra 800 HP and 200 mana on top of that. So that's obviously extremely strong in the late game. I think Hex Crawlers is a bit better in the early game and mid game. And it's still really good in the late game. So that's personally what I go for, because, you know, your early game and your your mid game is not super strong as Nazeebo. Certainly your early game is very weak. Mid game, from about this point in the game, level 10, it's a pretty big deal for Nazeebo. You start getting a bit stronger then. And then you only scale harder and harder as you go. But yeah, definitely early game is a problem, and I think Hex Crawlers is quite nice for it. But you know, Tomb of the Spider Queen is a great map for Big Voodoo too. Level 7, Spirit of Arakir. If we hit just one enemy with our Q, and like I said, it's a fairly big radius, so you know, you're not going to really get it against, say, minions, but you can get it against heroes. I overstepped a bit there. Nice cleanse though. Diablo helps out as well. See, that's cool. Went a little bit too aggressive. We had level 10 and everything, so I figured we probably could, but probably should have pinged it or something. Anyway, yeah, Spirit of Arakir. Basically 2 additional spiders. That's a lot of damage. That's like 66.666 recurring bonus damage on your Q if you hit only one target. So it can equal absolutely insane damage. It's super, super strong. You can see nice cleanses to my friend. I love that we got the same response from him and from the Malfurion for that. It was kind of a laugh. Level 10 then, Gargantuan. Short enough cooldown the heroic, 70 seconds, it's not too bad. And you throw down a Gargantuan, which actually has quite a bit of HP and does quite a bit of damage. You can also reactivate it to do a stomp. And this is it's just a super duper like zoning tool. It does a ton of damage. It's really impactful. You want to make sure to place it in a good spot in a team fight. So like watch right here. We're going to throw it in basically on the right hand side of this whole area here, which is really going to make it difficult for the enemy team to get through and get past. You can see the Vala pretty much got scared away. She's going through the north. Sonya is very dead. Very dead indeed. But yeah, that Gargantuan. It's very important to throw it somewhere. I actually miss a couple in this game because of like just stupid stuff, but yeah, it's like you want to be placing it somewhat centrally in the team fight. The best place would be where, you know, it's going to be doing damage against heroes for pretty much all of the team fight, and will also get good zoning value, that it will scare squishy heroes away from running in. That lands very timely, but somewhat unnecessary. But oh well. Yeah, Gargantuan is it's really, really strong. You can also use it to like just melt keeps or bosses and stuff like that. I've seen some people use it against bruiser camps, and I wouldn't. But keeps, sure. Forts, yeah, sure, why not? Objectives if you really need to. But yeah, you mostly want to save it for the team fight. You don't want to use it for just regular merc camps, please. Please, please, please. L13 hits, and we're gonna grab Superstition. This is 50 spell armor, minus 30 physical armor. So we have to be pretty scared of the Vala, but this means that Kelthus is really not a threat to us anymore. Kerrigan, not much of a threat. Most of their team, not too much of a threat. And Vala should be fairly easy for us to avoid. They only have... Kerrigan's kind of frontline, but they mostly just have Arthas frontline, who's not, the most mobile hero, to put it bluntly. You can see just how much damage that Arthas takes. I was a bit slow on that zombie wall, so just cancel it off. But yeah, if we'd hit Arthas inside that zombie wall, that would have gone really well for us. So that was my mistake right there. Kerrigan's getting feared in. She is going to go down. Unfortunately, can't stop her taking damage. Nice silence by the mouth. Terrible Q for me. And we actually walk away losing that fight. Just a bit. Sonya was up top, so, it happens. 4v5s don't normally go well. But that one went fairly well for a little while. I like that, yeah, my friend's saying, like, we're losing in 4v5s, because why not? Yeah, they did not do too well in that 4v5. I wasn't sure if he's referring to us or to me. We didn't catch their health bars. I didn't catch them as we ran away. I was saying how we roll. I felt like that covers both options there. Either he's teasing us or we're teasing him. I don't know. Sonya's in a rough spot. She's gonna die. Well, yep, she's dead. Very, very quickly. We went up to try to help the Sonya. Now we got caught in a rough spot, and our Q misses. So yeah, we go down in this sort of situation. We basically went up to help the Sonya. I'm not sure where Sonya was or what she was doing exactly, but she was way out of position anyway. We went up to help her. And because Arthas is Syndragosa, we got killed. It's kind of good for us though, because Arthas is Syndragosa. So that means that their team fight's going to be really weak, because they got like Kerrigan, Arthas frontline, and Arthas without Army of the Dead. It's just going to be pretty easy to kill later in the game. Speaking of out of position, our teammates are out of position. They should really not be there fighting this. They should probably just give it up. We'll see how this goes. It looks like they're going to get away with it because their respawns are fairly quick. But yeah, it's definitely risky what they're doing here. Kerrigan's got no mana. Okay, it's not too bad. Okay, yeah, level 16 then coming up relatively soon. We're going to get Spider Colony. This is a huge power spike for Nazeebo. When you're above, I don't know, it's something like 40-45% HP. You can see me grabbing some stacks on the way across to this team fight, by the way. Once you're above something like 40% HP, your Q cools down twice as fast. So that's an absolutely massive deal. Obviously, we've built into our Qs to do 30% more damage, to make 2 extra spiders, so, 2/3 more spiders to hit 1 target. They're also restoring loads of our HP and mana. Now, level 16, when we grab Spider Colony, we get off twice as many Qs, which is restoring. It does so much more damage and heals us for so much more. Sonya is on a mission to die in this particular game. You can see how little the Flame Strike hits us for, by the way. We do want to be careful. Like right there, hits harder because we triggered his level 7 Burned Flesh, which is max HP damage, so that does like max damage to us, which is a problem. I think I just totally missed a spider pile there. You can see the spiders regenerating pretty quickly. It's nice. Arthur's taking a chunk of damage from the spiders. We actually could have killed him there, except I was kind of getting scared since we'd lost a couple of heroes. I should have kept going for him though. Oh well. Anyway, we still have spiders. This is the thing with the Nazeebo, you don't want to take too many risks at the same time, because like I said, hey, you know what? If you play a safe game and you had a chance to push a little bit harder, take a risk, and end the game sooner. On some heroes, that's a really good idea. On Nazeebo, you're pretty much never punished for playing safe though, because hey, if the game goes like 30 minutes long, helps the Nazeebo more than it helps anyone else. So you're always going to be better off. By the way, we've already hit 150 stacks on our trait, which is what we need by level 20. That's like your goal, right? Your goal is 150 stacks by level 20. Ideally like 200 or something by like 20 minutes. Maybe more, it depends. But yeah, you absolutely need 150 stacks by level 20 to get your talent and make the talent work. I've seen a couple of games with Nazeebos that are on like 100 stacks by level 20. At that point, just pick a different talent because you're just not going to have a level 20 talent, and that's a big problem. Oh, there's a new upgrade for my video drivers that popped up in the middle of my recording. Thank you. I have to remove that. Kerrigan starts to get melted. Oh, the Divine Palm doesn't proc and she goes down. Nice. That's 2 kills for us. That is fantastic. Hello, Keltis Flame Strikes. Let's not stand in those. Awesome. And yeah, we should do a lot of damage to this keep here. Again, you'll notice that ooh, yeah, that hit pretty hard. You'll notice that I'm still like focused a lot on getting stacks. It's still a priority for me. I just want to keep that HP and mana scaling. Why not? There's no harm from doing that. It only helps you in the end. Without too much hassle at all, we do burn down a keep. So I think the structures do count as an easy proc for your level 7. The bonus spiders, so that's quite nice. You can also throw zombie walls down on structures, and the structures shoot the zombies. You can see I'm saying let me. Gul'dan's just gonna kill them all though, so that's nice. But yeah, so we could have had a few stacks for that. So like obviously Sonya's concerned we don't have enough stacks for level 20, but like right there, there's actually no rush to kill that minion wave. We're late game Nazeebo, so we can kill it really easily. Kerrigan missed that. Vala hit that though. You can see, look at Vala's health bar. That was 1 Q, and I totally screwed up that gargantuan. That one was terrible. That one was really bad. It's just sitting there in the middle of nowhere doing nothing. That was supposed to go to the north into that into this sort of turn-in area. I just completely screwed it up, and that's like a huge chunk of our damage gone now, and of my damage gone because of that. And again, you can see I'm able to position super aggressive here because I'm just not that scared of what these heroes can do. I'm just not that scared of the damage they can do. And there we go. Kerrigan goes down. Looks like Vala ought to die as well, which is fantastic. Okay, we're gonna... No, yeah, she's gonna live, but we're gonna turn around. We're gonna take out the boss real quick. And yeah, this game is looking really good for us so far. And like I said, you know, the Nazeebo, we're just... I think you can see in the gameplay that we're becoming more and more powerful and playing more and more aggressive, just doing more and more and more. We want to get down and get a turn in at the same time. As the boss. So I think we triggered the boss a little bit early, but it's not the end of the world. Diablo is very insistent that we turn this in. Yeah, you can see the boss is gonna be taking a lot of damage before the web weavers arrive, so that's not ideal, but we can live with it. We would have ideally wanted the web weavers to come with the boss, push down the keep, and then push the core just like that, but we'll make do. That's a decent route. Oh, okay, so what happened right there, I was watching that one, because I remember this is such a fail on the gargantuan. I was trying to throw the gargantuan down beside the keep. Instead, because we were rooted, it didn't activate, and then activated when I swung my mouse back to walk backwards out from the route, just in case there was like a follow-up or something like that, and it activated and threw the gargantuan to the left. So that's a huge fail. That's a really big fail. You see, so zombie walls are really hard skill shot to hit. The range in it's very short. It has an activation time. As you can see, like heroes like Vala are just gonna jump out. As you can see, like we don't take too much damage from that. I think we could have kept going a bit more aggressive. It doesn't matter too much though. Kerrigan does die, I think from spiders. Oh, she died from me, so probably. Oh, maybe it's the level 20. That's also a thing as well. And yeah, the enemy core is taking a ton of damage. Our team are actually coming around back in now. But I think we could have gone more aggressive there. I think it would have been fine. I mean, even if we all wipe, we're still fine because we got all our forts. They can't actually core us at all, so that's pretty good for us. So we're pretty safe. I mean, and right now this is looking real good, right? Enemy core is down to 59%. Anyway, what they're all pinging about. He wants to pick a fight or something? Okay. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, they're down all their keeps. Their core's at 59%, and we still have all of our forts. It's looking pretty damn good. They've not had a good game so far. I just don't think their team comp has a very good identity, whereas ours has a very strong identity. We've got tons of wave clear. I mean, Sonya, Gul'dan, Nazeebo, even Diablo with his souls and everything. Like, we all scale insanely hard, so it's just like, get to late game and we just own them. And they've got Keltis, right? So they don't have their early game to punish that at all. But yeah, you can see like with the Nazeebo that we're just like, as the game goes later, like level 16 onwards, we just start going more and more aggressive, posturing more and more forwards and doing just, you can see just how much damage we do. It's just insane. It's so much. Level 20, by the way, the talent I've been raving about all game long is Vile Infection. It's a quest to reach 150 stacks of Voodoo Ritual. You should have that finished by the time you get at level 20. You're gonna throw, yes, we actually succeed at a Gargantuan this time. It's a Christmas miracle. And you can see they're taking so much damage. Sonya does go down. Not able to tank through all of that. You can see even Arthas's HP pool is melting. This is a total fail for me. I somehow missed the jar, the spider jar on Divine Palm. It's so bad. It's so dumb. Missed that one too, but that's a Karazim, so that's allowed to miss. But missing Divine Palm target, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad to say the least. And go up here and clear this out. The enemy team has got their web weavers. This should be really nice for us. Just clear them out easy peasy. Just a couple of spells should do that no problem. And yeah, Vile Infection. Oh, I didn't say what it does. So it triples the damage that your poison does. And it also applies to heroes now. So that's insane. And you'll notice now that once we've hit level 20 in the team fights, I'm also, again, tying into all that aggression, I'm going to be trying to throw basic attacks on heroes as well. Right? And just spread that poison around. Again, the poison lasts 6 seconds. This Gul'dan has gone way too far forwards. Like, we literally just saw someone in the brush there. And he's going forward to clear a minion wave. Like, it doesn't matter at all. Like, we just have to chill out. It's like this game is basically won. Okay, he gets rooted. He's super dead. So Gul'dan is throwing the game pretty hard here. But yeah, we should have this one. Look at Kel'Thuz's health bar, though. We're going to die as well. Gul'dan is spamming retreat. If only he had called retreat on himself. Damn, that would have been helpful. But yeah, I don't know if he caught the Kel'Thuz's HP bar in that fight. I think we hit him with 1 Q. 1 Q. And we just killed him from 100 to 0, pretty much. That was like the poison from our level 20, then the damage of the 5 spiders. He was obviously trying to fight, underestimated the damage, and just got kind of hit by the maximum damage output of the spiders. He didn't run away enough. And it basically just 100 to 0'd him. It literally does that much damage. It's insane. Our teammates are worried about the boss. I'm saying they can't boss. Obviously they can't boss, right? They're only up 1 hero. They don't have a very good boss taking team. And like if they try to go boss, you just run to the core and you just win the game. It's like they can't boss. So yeah, I don't know where they're saying like lay a trap or something. It's like, again, like we can't boss either. No one can do the boss right now. So yeah, I mean, go for the, it's only gonna end badly. So I'm like, yeah, just chill out, and we can win this game pretty easily. One would think, but I mean, it's like you would think, but I mean, it team's doing a pretty good attempt to throw so far. Gul'dan, in particular, getting caught out of position. All right, here we go. We're going in. This is fine. All right, cool. We got a Gargantuan, so they're fairly deep in. You can see Arthas and just how much damage he's taking. We've got spiders on him as well, and he is burning down. Divine Palm is going to save him, though. Sonya might die. Not quite. All right, and we don't win the team fight. That sucks. But still, we've got the map control. We've got the map pressure. I mean, if we ever get a Web Weaver turn in, we win. We could do the boss and win. I mean, I think it's fine for us. We got Twilight Dream actually available. But yeah, I felt this game was kind of funny. After I was saying at the start, it's like, oh hey, the longer the game goes, the better for Nazeebo. I'm like, well, hey, working out real well because the game is going real long here. Game is going real long. But anyway, we're able to come steal the Bruiser Camp. That's going to create some nice pressure. Hello, enemy team. How nice to see you. We're just going to run to the boss at this point and just force it. We're going to have most of our major cooldowns available, so it should be okay. We don't have Apocalypse, unfortunately, which is a pretty big deal. But we're going to be able to kill this pretty easily. Okay, we're going to lay a trap instead. That's fine. I think we get pushed out by the thing. We do. Spiders don't quite land. Ooh, Sonya Spear doesn't quite land. Throw the Gargantuan down in the middle there, which is good. Wow, Kerrigan just evaporates and does die from the poison, so that's nice. Arthas goes down as well. This is going to be game right here. So that worked out nicely. Like I said, I mean, we really should be winning pretty easily, and we're going to win off of this now. But yeah, I mean, it's like that was a real throw. The Gul'dan is going out of position earlier to like just clear minions that don't matter. Like that was such a throw. Luckily, obviously, we're so far ahead that they couldn't get much off of that, so that's good. But yeah, it's like once we get back on the map, we've got so much wave clear and, you know, damage potential. It's like between the backdoor threat, the threat of web weaver, the threat of the boss, there's just everything. But yeah, at the start of that fight, it might have gone. I think we still would have won really easily. I don't think it mattered. But my friend on the cars team, who's saying like he ward hopped into the boss area onto like the onto his Earth ally, whatever ally it was, I don't remember. But he jumped over to that and got stuck there in the boss pit. So he wasn't actually in that last fight until after someone had died. So that kind of sucks. But we're happy enough because we won. Evil laughs. Mwahaha. And there you go. We're up to a promo game, which is nice. And yeah, you can see kind of messing here. This is the longest ever 3 keeps down versus no forts game. I'm like, we had that one for so long. It just took such a long time to win. But again, I wasn't too mad because I'm on Nazeebo, so it doesn't matter. It's just like, okay, this is only better for me, so that's fine. But yeah, like we had won that game for a very, very long time, and it just took a very, 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 very long time to actually make anything happen with, you know, the whole, well, all their keeps are down. We have all of our forts. It's Tomb of the Spider Queen. We've got an insane late game team. It took a very long time to win, but we won in the end. So there you go. But yeah, I mean, Nazeebo, main things with him is like as you saw, like late game, he's just insane. He just does so much damage. It's absurd. It's just crazy. So you're pretty much playing a very patient early game, just waiting to get to the late game. Massive focus needs to be put onto farming up his trait in the early game. In the lanes, you ideally want to be hopping between 2 lanes and getting most of the minions in both of those lanes to stack it up as quickly as possible. Like what you can do, a Q into the back line will hit the back 3 ranged minions and the wizard minion. You can use your E then, the Plague of Toads, the toad little hoppy things, to hit the front line, and then basic attacks hit the front line too. You basically you can be killed super easily, right, early game. So you don't want to go too far forwards in the lane and just get picked off and killed. That's the last thing you want to happen. But you can use your Q to hit the back of the waves very easily. And yeah, you just want to be using your stuff to stack it up as quickly as possible. One of the most difficult things is if you, I was actually a great example, right, where we had the big ass wave. And I was like, yo, Gul'dan, let me farm it. And then he just walks up and like blasts all of his abilities on it. I mean, he barely held off using Horrify. But he just like wipes out the wave and we didn't get many stacks. You have to watch out for heroes in your team that have really good wave clear, that are just going to wipe out the waves before you get there. And if you do have that, like Helthus or Zool or something like that, Gul'dan, another great example. What if it is a problem in the game, right, and they're just wiping out the wave before you can get your poison stacked, just like hop in a chat and say, guys, you know, like hold off 1 or 2 seconds until I stack up, until I get poison on the wave before you kill it. And that way, like it barely slows down the wave clear and the rotations, but it ensures that you're going to be able to get all of your stacks going. So yeah, don't be scared to like just say to your teammates, if you're having trouble in the early game, be like, guys, just like, hold on, don't clear the way so quick, I need to stack. And they should understand what you're talking about. If they don't, you can explain it to them. It's like, I need to hit each of the minions, there'll be a little dot on their health bar, then you can kill them, no problem, that sort of thing. But yeah, you're pretty terrible early game, honestly. So whenever you got a Nazeebo on your team, you just want to play it fairly passively early game. You just want to chill out. Levels 1 to 9, you're not very good. So, you know, just chill out. Let him farm up his stuff, just clear the waves, play a pretty passive game. You can give up some objectives and things like that. Just don't get too far behind and it's going to be fine. And then the later the game goes, the later you can make the game go just by stalling it out, the better and better it gets for you because he just becomes insanely tanky and does so much damage. Yeah, we had some fail gargantuan placements in this game, which I don't normally do. But you obviously, there are some good ones as well. You want to get it somewhat in the middle of the enemy team so that it zones out their squishy heroes. They don't want to run through the gargantuan, and that it'll also be doing damage to enemy heroes at pretty much most times. So that's kind of the ideal with that. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard. His abilities are pretty hard to land. You know, they're pretty difficult to land. They're like zombie walls at pretty short range. Corpse, they all have a big wind up as well. in terms of the casting, and their animations are all very slow as well. So there's definitely a knack to playing Nazeebo, which I haven't fully mastered myself. Like he's definitely more of a specialist in terms of his feel, in terms of like the sort of the slowness, the ponderousness to playing him, as opposed to assassins, typically much quicker and snappier and responsive. It's like there's definitely a feel to throwing and landing the stuff. I mean, you just have to predict, and I mean, if you're playing in lower leagues, it's going to be easier to land it because people won't dodge it or move much. But as you go higher, I mean, all I can say is, it's just like any skill shot. You just need to practice and predict, and the more you play Nazeebo, the better you're going to get at it. So yeah, there you go. I think that's pretty much everything for Nazeebo. Oh, like level 13 again, to reiterate, Superstition if they're mostly ability damage, Ice Block if they've got any like basic attackers that you're worried about. Again, in this game they had Vala, but like if you look at the two comps, it's like Vala's never gonna do anything to me. She's like, there's no way for her to even get near me, really. I think they got on top of me in like 1 or 2 fights. Like there's the one fight where we went to help someone and they died. I can't remember. There's a couple of fights where like Sonya or Gul'dan just got killed right at the start. There's a couple of those fights where, okay, like yeah, we got owned at the start and we got run over. But whenever we have like a proper 5v5 fight, it's like Vala's never going to be a threat to Nazeebo. She's got to get past Diablo and Sonya and Gul'dan and Horrify and Amalf with Twilight Stream. It's like she's just never gonna actually be hitting me, so it's fine in this game, I think, to take Superstition. And yeah, Ice Block would have worked fine too. But yeah, then you just become more and more aggressive, and you can position more and more aggressive later in the game. You're just doing crazy damage. As I said, Kel'Thus 100-0 with pretty much 1 Q. It's pretty disgusting. And you melt through structures and buildings as well. And he's just insanely strong. So there you go, Nazeebo. I mean, maps that he excels on. Tomb of the Spider Queen is a great one. Any map where you can farm up a couple of lanes pretty easily is pretty good for him. I think he's ironically kind of good at Battlefields of Eternity in terms of his win rate, I think, for some reason, in Haunted Mines. So in those maps you're not going to finish Vile Infection, you should probably take one of the other talents, which is okay too. They're also pretty good, like you get Humongoid or something, I don't know. But yeah, there you go. That's Nazeebo. Hope you enjoyed. And yeah, really strong hero right now. Really strong. Fits into same sort of niches like somewhat the same sort of niches like Gul'dan and Lunara. Gul'dan is better at wave clear early on. Lunara and Nazeebo scale insanely well and do loads of damage and wave clear later in the game. Whereas Gul'dan is stronger earlier and brings Horrify. But yeah, those sort of 3 heroes kind of fit in a similar type niche, and it's very powerful right now. It's sort of the consistent, slow AoE, just massive damage output at a slow, steady rate. That's what they do, and they're very good at it. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you all next time. Bye-bye.